These on-screen romances were full of chemistry and seemed exciting until we realized the major age differences. From 30-year age gaps to underage teens playing love interests, these relationships came across as normal in films and TV. We were shocked when we realized Zendaya has had not one, but two huge age gaps with romantic co-stars. We're taking a look to uncover some of the most surprising on-screen relationships with huge age differences. You won't be able to watch these the same way again.
I'm confessing that I love you.
Huh? In Zendaya's latest film, Malcolm and Marie, she and co-star John David Washington have a large age difference, which is actually a central part of their relationship in the film. In reality, the two do have 12 years between them, Zendaya being only 24 and Washington 36.
You're angry?
No.
Zendaya blew us away when she was just 20 years old and starring in The Greatest Showman. Her romantic interest was played by the always suave Zac Efron, who was 9 years her senior at the time. It was quite the performance, and Efron has even said that his kiss with Zendaya was probably his favorite on-screen kiss ever because of their characters' relationship and the build-up to that moment. It's Zendaya, so Efron probably wasn't exaggerating. When filming Water for Elephants, Robert Pattinson was 24 opposite the 34-year-old Reese Witherspoon. What makes this age difference particularly weird is the fact that a few years earlier, Pattinson was playing Witherspoon's son in the film Vanity Fair. Now that is awkward.
I know who you are.
We loved Never Have I Ever, but we can't ignore the fact that Darren Barrnett doesn't look like any high school boy we've ever known. That's because he was 28 when he filmed opposite Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, who was only 18 at the time. Like Efron, Barrnett was a fan of his kiss with his younger co-star and said it was one of his favorite scenes in the show because it was very raw and honest.
Wow, okay.
It may be surprising to know that KJ Apple was so much younger than his love interest Josie McCoy, played by Ashley Murray in Riverdale. The two have a 10-year age gap between them.
This is Riverdale.
Of course, fans of Riverdale will know that there was a pretty obvious age gap between two characters who shared a kiss on screen. KJ Apple was playing a high school student, and Sarah Habel, a high school teacher with about 20 years between them. Their casting was pretty accurate, but in reality, the two actually have a 15-year age difference between them.
Sometimes that's all they are.
When Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt filmed Passengers together, they had an 11-year age difference between them. Lawrence being 25 and Pratt 36. There were actually rumors that the two of them were having an affair while filming, but this has been denied by both parties.
But I would never see you again.
11 years was a small gap for Lawrence, since when she filmed Silver Linings Playbook, co-star Bradley Cooper was 15 years older than her. Lawrence also faced rumors after this film. There were some whisperings that the actors were dating, but Cooper denied it and said it would never happen since that's not the way they saw each other.
Forget it!
One of the biggest age differences we came across was in the film Third Person between Liam Neeson and Olivia Wilde. The two have a whopping 32-year age gap. Neeson was no stranger to acting in love opposite a younger actress. He did the same with January Jones in the film Unknown, with whom he shared a 25-year age gap. Ironically, when he was a younger actor, he was often paired with female love interests who were much older than him.
Why then is he never here?
The romantic scene between Vanessa Hudgens and James Franco in the film Spring Breakers was super creepy as it is. It's even more cringeworthy knowing that the two have a 10-year age gap. Hudgens was definitely successful in shaking off her Disney reputation after this movie. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best experience, and Hudgens had said that she'd never wanted to do a scene like the scandalous one she did with Franco and Ashley Benson again. While Margot Robbie gave an incredible performance in The Wolf of Wall Street, we can't ignore the 16-year age gap between herself and Leonardo DiCaprio. She was only 23 at the time, while DiCaprio was 39. Oddly, Olivia Wilde actually didn't get cast in Robbie's part because she came across too old, even though she was still 9 years younger than DiCaprio.
Hi.
Naomi.
Nice to meet you.
Keira Knightley and Johnny Depp shared a kiss when they did the Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest together, and Depp expressed how awkward the experience was for him. With 21 years between the two actors, Depp felt their age difference made it really uncomfortable. Fortunately, Knightley said after the fact that it was actually a very positive experience.
What?
What?
Since Knightley had a 21-year age difference with Johnny Depp, the 8-year gap between her and Orlando Bloom probably didn't seem too big. When filming The Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, Bloom was 25 and Knightley was just 17. Unfortunately, not everyone was a fan of the pairing, since there were criticisms that the two didn't have enough chemistry together on screen.
But I do owe you thanks, Jack.
You do?
The TV series Carnival Row sees yet another kiss between co-stars with a large age gap. In the case of Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne, it's 15 years. Bloom has said that the biggest difference he notices between them is how important Instagram is as a tool for Delevingne. Meanwhile, he's just learning the ropes.
What's your name?
Mycroft Philistry.
When Shay Mitchell and Sasha Petersa filmed their first kiss together on Pretty Little Liars, Mitchell was 21 and Petersa was only 13 years old. Mitchell admitted she felt awkward and uncomfortable kissing Petersa because she was so much younger.
You make the world a better place.
It's always awkward when one of the actors in a romantic couple is still in their teens. In the case of Everything Sucks, it was the 6-year age gap between actors Sydney Sweeney and Peyton Kennedy. Kennedy was only 14 at the time.
I don't really know right now.
Most Woody Allen films have men who are much, much older than their female co-stars, and A Rational Man was no exception. Emma Stone, who was 27 at the time, played opposite Joaquin Phoenix, who was 41. The two played professor and student in the film, so the creep factor was definitely present. Woody Allen struck again with his film Magic in the Moonlight. This movie saw a 28-year age gap between actors Emma Stone and Colin Firth. Firth recognized how much older he was and said he thought he'd seem old and washed up alongside Stone. Hilary Duff was only 15 when she played opposite a 22-year-old Chad Michael Murray in A Cinderella Story. Duff confessed she had a really big crush on Murray and was nervous to perform the romantic scenes with him. Fortunately, they became good friends, making the experience easier.
Sorry I waited for the rain.
When Mila Kunis auditioned for that 70s show, she actually lied about her age, pretending she was older so that she could be cast. Ashton Kutcher felt awkward about kissing her because she was so much younger than he was and she felt more like a sister. Ironically, the two have now been married for over 5 years. Don't worry though, they didn't start dating until long after the show.
We should consult the world's highest authority on relationships. Cosmo.
We were so surprised by a lot of these and can't believe how often these major age differences are normalized. How would you feel having that big an age gap with a romantic co-star? Which on-screen couple ages surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.